this. You can always tell when the Bat has had anything to do with the crime. When he's through, he signs his name to it." Miss Cornelia sat bolt upright. "His name? I thought nobody knew his name." The detective made a little gesture of apology. "That was a figure of speech. The newspapers named him the Bat because he moves with incredible rapidity, always at night, and by signing his name I mean he leaves the symbol of his identity, the bat, which can see in the dark." "I wish I could," said Miss Cornelia, striving to seem unimpressed. "These country lights are always going out." Anderson's face grew stern. "Sometimes he draws the outline of a bat at the scene of the crime. Once, in some way, he got hold of a real bat and nailed it to the wall." Dale, listening, could not repress a shudder at the gruesome picture, and Miss Cornelia's hands gave an involuntary twitch as her knitting needles clacked together. Anderson seemed by no means unconscious of the effect he had created. "How many people in this house, Miss Van Gorder?" "My niece and myself." Miss Cornelia indicated Dale, who had picked up her wrap and was starting to leave the room. "Lizzie Allen, who has been my personal maid ever since I was a child, the Japanese butler, and the gardener. The cook and the housemaid left this morning, frightened away." She smiled as she finished her description. Dale reached the door and passed slowly out into the hall. The detective gave her a single sharp glance as she made her exit. He seemed to think over the factors Miss Cornelia had mentioned. "Well," he said after a slight pause, "you can have a good night's sleep tonight. I'll stay right here in the dark and watch." "Would you like some coffee to keep you awake?" Anderson nodded. "Thank you." His voice sank lower. "Do the servants know who I am?" "Only Lizzie, my maid." His eyes fixed hers. "I wouldn't tell anyone I'm remaining up all night," he said. A formless fear rose in Miss Cornelia's mind. "You don't suspect my household?" she said in a low voice. He spoke with emphasis, all the more pronounced because of the quietude of his tone. "I'm not taking any chances," he said determinedly. End of chapter 6. Recording by Alan Winterroud. Boomcoach.blogspot.com